Hello everyone and welcome back to Forge Academy. I'm Nick and I'll be your host for today. Welcome to our second video from the free course for full AutoCAD learning. Today we'll go through the basic command that you can use in AutoCAD and also the settings that you want to do when first opening a new drawing. We will learn later that we can save those settings as a template and just open that template later when you want to start a new drawing, so you don't have to do those settings every time. But for now, we'll go through those settings to learn how to do them and how to access them. But later on, we will save them as a template, so we'll just use them. But until then, let's get started with our second tutorial from the free AutoCAD course. The most important settings in AutoCAD are the units. So you have to set the units in millimeters, inches, or what you prefer. But do that before you start any drawing, because later on it's tricky to change them and AutoCAD will not acknowledge that every time that change. So in order to do this, it's very easy. Just typing units on your screen. This command will open a new window where you will see there is a length type. It's in decimal. We can leave it as it is for now. It's for angle. You can change as well if you like, from decimal, degree, grades, radius, and so on. And this is what we are looking for, the units to scale. So now it is inches. For my side, because I'm located in Europe, I will change it to millimeters or centimeters, but I prefer the millimeters for a better accuracy. So you just have to click OK, and now your units is set. As you learned in the previous video, you can just type the command here, units, and will lead you to the same window. Yeah, as you may see here, it's already set up. If you don't remember this command, you can just use your right click on the screen, go to Option tab, and if you go to the user preference, you can set here the units as well. But take account, if you do not set any units, there will be take the inches units as default. If the, as it says, when the units are set to units less, there will be used the inches. So you can also modify it here if you like. If we are in the options, you can also change the colors from the drafting tab and going to colors. If you want to change the background to be darker or lighter or any color that you like. For now, I will use as default, but make sure that you are clicking on the right menu, because this one will change your axis here, as you see with the color. Auto snap marker, actually not the whole axis. Okay, so this is the first setting that you need to do when you open a new drawing. The second one, if you are used to zoom out or in using your scroll mouse button, some users may be used to do it in reverse. So then you can just search for the zoom well and set the value to 1. This way it will reverse your zoom. So if you don't like it and want to switch it back, just type again the zoom well command and switch it back to 0 value, so it will be as before. In the previous video, we saw in the interface that on the right is the navigation bar. So sometimes you may misclick it and close it, or you may not even have it open when you first open AutoCAD. So if you are missing that navigation bar, You can as well tap the command named navbar and trigger it to on and will show up. As you may see, you don't have to type the whole command, you can only tap the beginning like NAV and go to the command that you like and hit the enter button, so it will automatically use the command and ask you to be on or off. So I will go for on from now on. The second command that you want to learn today is the pan. The pan will be used to move around, so you can move your drawing by clicking on the pan command and using your left click, hold it and drag and move your mouse around to drag the image on your screen. Also, to exit any command in AutoCAD, you must use your escape button on your keyboard. So keep this in mind. Anytime you are using the escape button, you will exit any command in AutoCAD. Also, to access the pan command here, you can use your scroll mouse button. So if you are pressing now, your scroll mouse button is doing the same thing. You are going to the pan command and you can move your drawing around. The advantage for using the pan from the scroll button and not from the command here is that once you release the scroll button, you are no longer in the command, so you'll not have to use your escape button after every time and will be much easier to move around in your drawing area. That being said, let's go to our first command to be able to draw anything. So as you may see, it's also the first one in the Home tab. In the panel Draw is the line. So also you can click on the line and the AutoCAD will ask you for his first step. The first step is to specify the first point. That being said, you can use your left mouse button to click and choose your first point where your line will start, and then will tell you to specify the next point, so you can also click on the screen and move on with your second point. When you want to finish the drawing, you have to hit the escape key on your keyboard. I have the snap activated here, so I will deactivate here because you have the same setting, but we will figure that out in our next tutorial. Also, as the first basic command, what you want to learn, there is a very powerful feature in AutoCAD is the selection tool. And why is that? To make a selection in AutoCAD, you have to use your left click, click once, do not hold it down, and when you move your cursor to the right, you will see a blue shape rectangle or square. That means you will select anything that is inside his borders. So as you may see now, I have selected only this line because my blue rectangle was over it. If I want to select also multiple lines, I can go over them, but as you may see, this line in the middle was not selected because the whole line was not inside the blue area. I will hit escape to unselect all the lines, and now also if I click in the same spot, or doesn't matter any spot when you click on, and I move my mouse to the left, you will see that the area will turn green. So now you have a light green square, let's say. The difference between the blue and the green square is that when you are moving this over any object in AutoCAD, will be selected. So any object that is touched by the green area is selected. So you can notice here the difference. If I want to select this line, I have to include it or the whole line inside the blue area. And if I want to select it with the green rectangle, I just have to intersect my green area with the line, so it will be selected after I click again. Make sure to practice this selection because it will be very helpful when you have a lot of objects on your screen, when the drawings get busy with many lines, objects and so on. You will want to select some lines without touching others, so you want to use the green or the blue selection then. Also, if you have selected some line by mistake and you want to unselect them without having to unselect all of them, you can hold down your shift key. A minus will show you when you try to click on the line and will unselect any objects, line, or in our case, or any other object that you want to unselect from your screen. As you may see, every line has a blue color when it's selected, but you have also noticed that there are three more dots, three more little squares on the line when it's selected. Those squares are called the vertex in AutoCAD. So there is one for the middle and one square at each end of the line. The difference between the one in the middle is when you click on it, you can move the whole line without changing its angle or dimension. But when you are clicking on the top vertex, it will hold on the other edge, and you can move it and change its dimensions. Now we have learned how to draw our first line, but this is not very accurate because you don't know the dimension of the line, you don't know the length, how many millimeters it has. So in order to draw a more accurate drawing with the specific dimension, you have to use the um, let's say axis. As you may see here in the middle of your screen, there is coordinate system. This is how it's called. It has the X and Y axis. Also in 3D, you will notice that it has the third axis as well. So if we are changing to 3D view, you will see also the third axis. You can imagine this one like the corner of your screen, and each plane, as you may know, it's made by at least two axes. In AutoCAD drawing 2D drawings are in the XI format, so you want to keep this format for your basic drawing. Now let's switch back to our 2D view by clicking on the visualization cube like here and just click on the top. So we are back on your plane. So now let's draw another line, but this time with a specific length. So you can just use the type command and press L on your keyboard. A list of commands starting with L will show up. So first it's L, so it's enough to type L and enter on your keyboard, so you don't have to search for the button if you are in another tab or something. You don't have to be in Home tab to be able to access the commands in the Home tab. I can be in the Parametric tab and just type L on my keyboard, hit the Enter button, and I'm in the line command. Now it asks me to specify the first point, so this time I will not click on the screen because I want it to start from a specific point. So I want to start it from 0. As you may see, 0.0 is 0 for the first axis, which is the x1, and the second 0 is used for the y-axis, for the vertical one and the horizontal one. So if I want to start it also in the anchor point, let's say in the middle of the coordinate system, you just have to use 0 tab 0. I will press escape on my keyboard and do that again. So I can hit 0, then I can hit the comma on your keyboard to jump to the next window and also type 0 and enter. Also, if you don't want to use the comma keyboard, you can use the tab on your keyboard. So I type again the command, press 0, tab 0, and we'll do the same thing. Anyway, it's fine. Now it's also asking for the next point. So let's say I want this line to be 25 millimeters on the horizontal line. This is the x-axis. So the first point for my line will be 25. And now I hit the comma to jump to the next. This is the vertical value, as you may see. So I don't want it to be any more than 0 because I want a straight horizontal line. So we'll just type 0. And now I have a specific length of the line. I know this is 25 millimeters. But you may forget this length because you will also draw another lines. So there are several ways to find its dimensions, but the most easy way to find it is by using the Properties tab. So you can just click Properties and there will show a new window. This window can be dragged around, but I suggest you to fix it in place here because this will be very helpful for you also into the and 3D drawings and 3D modeling. So now when I select a line, it will show me its properties. So as you can see in the length, it has 25 millimeters because we have set the units when I started the drawing. So this is how you draw a line using the specific polar numeric commands. I will show you also another way of drawing lines, but we'll cover that up in our next tutorial, so make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that out. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Also, if there are any questions regarding this first tutorial about the basic commands, make sure to write down your questions in the comments and I'll answer every question that you have. And also, if it's required, I will show the answer in our next tutorial at the beginning to make sure that everything is clear and you can move on to learn the second tutorial. See you on the next video. Bye.